Audi e-tron is one of the most exciting electric cars coming on the market that's not Tesla, and I think a lot of people are agreeing with it. I myself, as you know, as one of the first reservation holders here in the United States, here's my reservation. I am considering switching from my Tesla to the e-tron when it's available next year. I'm not going to tell you, all the details because I made enough videos about that. But I have some reservations about my reservation. There are quite a few things that I would still need to see Audi do before I become a customer. But I think overall the reviews from other media sources and bloggers and so forth have been pretty positive about this car, which I am really excited about. But today is not such a great day for them because there are a couple of issues that came up and are being reported about them. One is that it looks like the release is going to be delayed by 4 weeks. It looks like about a month. And also they're in a very odd, I don't know if that's even the right word, but yeah, odd renegotiations with LG Chem. That's the company that's providing the lithium-ion batteries for them. So let me tell you a little bit about that. And by the way, if anything, this proves that I know a lot of people believe that the reason I'm such a big fan of them is because they either paid for my attendance to their amazing unveiling, or they're sponsoring some videos and stuff like that. Even if those were the cases, and some of them it's true, of course, they flew, they got me to the unveiling and it was great. But as you can see, there's no way, none of that, even sponsorships, are going to affect the way I do my reporting. That is one of absolutely 100% conditions that I have on anybody who throws any money my way, or does anything for me to attend their events. That will absolutely not affect my reporting. So. Let's talk about it. Before that, of course, I want to remind you that this show and this channel is sponsored by Evanex, the aftermarket accessories for Tesla, and there is a discount code in the description of the video. And by the way, as you can see, that every time anything is sponsoring my show is very, very clear for you guys. But I like this, guys. Even when I switch from Tesla, let's say, I'm going to continue using their products because there are quite a few of them that are just good for any driver, like their roadside assistance little bag that I bought. It's really cool. Anyway, back to the e-tron. By the way, love the color. Not just because it matches my shirt, and by the way, this was one of my new shirts. You can, in the description of this video, you can find a link to where you can buy it. But let's talk about what's happening with them and why they're being delayed. So apparently there's a bug that they found in their software, and they're trying to fix it. I mean, they fixed the bug, but apparently that's what's going to delay the release of the e-tron, because and again, this is just reports, and it looks like that this is part of the software that needs to have government approvals, and of course different countries have different regulations. E-tron is going to be released in Europe first, and then the United States, and that's causing some of the delays. So and that I understand. Obviously, I'm all for bug fixes before they are released. I've been many times annoyed, as a lot of you probably, when Tesla would release something and it's buggy, and you go like, really? I would have rather had it two months later than now, and it's not working. So I'm okay with that. Now, but the other thing is, it's kind of odd, and just like I said, so they are, it looks like, renegotiating their deal with LG Chem, because LG Chem wants to raise prices on their lithium-ion batteries, and they're the provider of them for Audi, and they want to raise the prices by about 10%. Now, yes, obviously all these companies now are trying to come up with electric cars, mass produce them, and there will be a shortage of batteries, because you have to mine all the chemicals, you have to have factories that produce this. Tesla was very smart to not only partner up with Panasonic earlier on, but to dedicate the entire factory to producing batteries and solar panels and stuff like that. There are quite a few companies in the world now, the legacy automakers, that are securing their own mines where they mine all the chemicals for their lithium-ion batteries, which is great. But some go with a sort of people like LG Chem and other battery makers, because they can do it the best, right? That's their main core. It's harder to beat the competition when you guys are using the same third-party providers, but at the same time, it's more safe. So I understand both sides. I don't know which one is going to win as far as the business model is concerned. But LG Chem, they're now also going into Nissan Leaf starting next year. They're pretty proven good provider of lithium-ion batteries, and I like that. The problem is that are they trying to bully the automakers, including Audi, and saying, well, it's kind of really hard to get batteries now. Guess what? It's going to be an extra 10%. Now, if that's really true, First of all, I'm not really sure what's going on with Audi lawyers because that should have been in a contract, right? But if really that's true, or maybe this is for the future contracts, there's got to be some sort of a way for manufacturers like Audi to prevent themselves from doing that, because guess who's going to end up paying for it? Me and people like me, right? Who are actually going to be getting these cars, and the cost is obviously going to be passed to us. And we don't want that. We don't want to pay more, I think. Let me know if you guys want to pay more in the comment section. But I do not. So that's what's happening with Audi E-TRON. It looks like it's not a big deal, but I'm going to keep my eye on it. Let me, by the way, give a huge shout out to one of my new Patreons, Brad Loveland, who became a Patreon. And just in case if you guys don't know, you can go to patreon.com/E4Electric. That's where I do all of this live. I also do a separate segment called An Extra Mile, where it's more of a personal conversation with those who are watching me live. You obviously have complete 100% access to me by messages, reply and review all comments, and there's a lot of other stuff that I post on here that I don't post on social media. So lots of, and of course, you simply supporting me, to do this full time and to be independent and making good YouTube videos for you guys. So thank you so much, Brad Loveland, for becoming a Patreon. And also, I know I mentioned this before, but check this out. You guys, this is a friend of the show, Eli, who runs a club called My Tesla Adventure. So he came up with this. I got a hole in it. I already noticed I got a hole. Don't worry, my copy doesn't have a hole. I know it don't looks like that, but The Adventures of Starman. It's pretty cool. I don't even like comic books, and I love this comic book, but it's really kind of for you for everybody to live out the experience of the launch of the SpaceX launch. And yeah, I love it. If you haven't really gotten it, you can go to starmangifts.com. starmangifts.com. I'm literally reading off of it. I probably should be more prepared, but to get this, I think it's like 15 bucks or 20 bucks or something like that. Really cool. So check that out. All right, other than that, thanks for watching the show. I will see you guys next time, and remember to stay charged.